And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches. I am your co-host, Scott. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I want to fall asleep and collapse. And this is after having a small conversation with BeerMe for the past hour before recording. I was all that beforehand, actually. I'm somehow more awake now. This is going to be a fun one. This is FPL in the Trenches, FPL, Frontline Prediction League, Frontline League on Twitter. You can like and favorite and subscribe to this YouTube channel and then go through that to our Discord, where you can get access to our Discord channel, which has our live event stuff, our character chat stuff, our general discussions, as well as these results pages, the bookings pages, and the match picks for when you put your picks for the actual event, because we got one coming up this weekend. But we did just have one this past weekend. Joining me is someone who watched all that stuff and has helped me stay awake for the past hour. BeerMe Jesus, how are you doing, BeerMe?
I'm doing pretty good. Like Cesaro busting through the Forbidden Door, I am here. How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm tired. You know this very well. I'm very tired.
That's true.
But I'm better off than I was. Somehow. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, for those who want to know what we thought about the actual Forbidden Door, we haven't even recorded that yet. It's going to be this coming week. We have a podcast coming out soon. It's Top of the Card Pod on Twitter, Top of the Card Podcast on Spotify, on iTunes, all that fun stuff. It's BeerMe and myself, CT, Red, and the JMSG, other parts of the FPL. And we talk about actual wrestling stuff. And we go into detail about things. It's not timely, though, as the catchphrase kind of started coming in my head is, we're not timely, but we are opinionated. So that will be coming out in a bit. We'll have continued stuff from there. So check that stuff out for our opinions on actual wrestling. But this is the FPL. This is FPL Forbidden Door, which was a ridiculously unique event for us because we basically, Vitamin James Costner, our former world champion, had an idea of inviting people in. And we're like, that'd be cool, but I don't know how we do it. And then we got closer to it. We're like, what are we going to do for Forbidden Door? And then he offered again to help actually get people involved. And we're like, well, what could it hurt? So we went through a lot of criteria. We had a war room about this a little while back and talking about like how it'll work. CT made a separate sign-up picks page for people to come in. And so we knew what the character was like, what their history was, so we could do matches with them. And basically bring people in, hoping it'll work. Every single person that committed to coming over in the Forbidden Door did. Which blows my mind. But just by virtue of the fact that odds are someone wouldn't. And we're thrilled that they did. That's awesome. That's already cool. A bunch of people actually came in earlier on the last couple events to get a head start. Some said they want to leave. Some might come back. Some were one-offs. We have had some people sticking around. So the usual there is they're basically FPL rookies who will eventually, after 3 or 4 or 5 shows, start getting profiles and they'll get some avatars going and things like that. We build these people in. If they want to stay, which we hope for, that's cool. That's awesome. But, BeerMe, I know you weren't on the last episode. BeerMe fears CT.
Sure.
I had to. CT loved that. He had a good kick out of that. But what were your thoughts on our version of a Forbidden Door? Because I never got to ask you that going in. What were your thoughts on this coming out of it, about the idea of crossing over with people from other places?
It was really fun. It was really cool. Like I don't think I've like in all the like the prediction leagues, I don't know if there's ever been one of those. Like I mean I've only been in 2. I mean, well, I've been in JRPL as well, but that's done. And then I'm in WCP, but like I don't think they do like a thing like that, or they could. I haven't been there. I've only been there for like a few months, so
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really cool and innovative, and I'm happy for James Costner to bring up this idea, and I'm glad that you guys did it because I had a lot of fun with it, and it's really cool to see some of the people come over because you're like, oh, who's that guy? You know.
And that's the thing that I've known from prior leagues, way back when with VSW and things I was in, where if anybody came in, they're just like, it's a newcomer to the VSW. It's not treated as, oh, it's this person from another place. There is a bit of that with ones. I know NIPW had a little bit of that where it's like, when I did my debut promo for them, I was saying, I am this person from this, and now I'm here. The classic thing, like, I'm Ric Flair, and now I'm in the WWF. You know, that kind of thing. It's not really crossover, it's, I'm here now. Let's look at Claudio in AEW. Now he's here. He's from over there, but now he's here, and he is this. So I've seen that with kind of places, at least in my history, and I know that's been happening when we get people coming in. Some of their promos talk about their past. Real Nintendo's got loads of that, and it's really cool to see that stuff. But that's not like crossover Forbidden Door stuff. This is like, these are people who aren't going to be on our roster necessarily. Come have a match. Come here and do it. You are representing other places or yourself and how this is done. So I think it was really cool. I don't want to say it was a unique thing, because I know even Costner's done tournaments with people from other places. I know there's been stuff like that. So that kind of counts as a thing too, right? Where people from multiple come in together. And even CT went over to one, the Super Juniors. He went over into one representing the FPL. Similar to the Super Juniors with New Japan, having a guy from Impact, guy from AEW, guy from CMLL. So the fact that we were able to do that with CT going there and other stuff, people representing other places, is pretty goddamn cool. So the fact that we had to do this, we got to do this show, is awesome. The CT is, or has, recorded a bit about all of this. I haven't even watched it yet. It will be edited in. We're going to go through the results first, and then we'll bring that up, because we're going to go through the names here, and then he'll talk about it. So, but BeerMe, the overall results, we've got Mad Cat defeating CJ Hawk. The FGP Phoenix champion beat our FPL world champion by a point.
He did.
He did. Now, I'll mention this here as well. This is not for anything. It was originally, it was for the No Limits Championship. I know we were contacted. There was an issue with that because people from the WCP said he has no permission to do any of this. This is not a thing that we sanctioned. I was very worried about that going into things. That was everything cleared? CT was dealing with it. We believed it was. We believed everything was clear. It was not a WCP No Limits title. Now, I know this is getting weird. This is why this is the dangerous part about this stuff. But just to fully clarify this, it was coming in similar to like basically when we wrote you coming over with the JRPL Canadian title. It's like the full disclosure there was I made that one, so Bomber couldn't have claimed any ownership of the JRPL Canadian title because he didn't make it. I did. We didn't bring over the world title. We didn't bring anything else over. We brought over this one. And we had that, and he was claiming it like it's a copy of the belt. He scribbled out the logo, and this is it. He's not the real WCP No Limits champion. That's somebody else over in WCP. I don't even know who that is. And that's fine over there. And this wasn't being presented as in our write-up. It was never said to be for the WCP title. Main part from me is because we never listed it, so I never listed it. He was being like, I'm the real champion, when he wasn't. And that came through. I directed everything over to CT because he was dealing with that stuff because he knew the stuff firsthand. And it's like, look, we want this gone. It's created confusion. It was never something we want a part of. We've got someone else who's not part of it claiming to be the champion, and they're not. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, first thing I said to CT was, if this is a screw-up, it's got to go. So it did. That was pulled out of the write-up. I'm just saying this because people probably saw this because it was an overnight thing. And we do not want anybody upset with this. The whole point in all this stuff is to have fun with it. And it sucks that this happened. It sucks that... I'm not saying it sucks that someone brought up something they're upset about. I'm saying it sucks that this stuff even came up in the first place. I hate it. I hate the fact that we went through this and we had everybody show up and it was clean and good, and then someone's like, you can't use that. That was the whole point of clearing stuff. So it's a miscommunication from the get-go regarding what this title is and being defended, or we should have called it something else. Because, I mean, even if we put it, like, digitally blurred it from a corporate injunction, like, there's actual wrestling precedents with WCW and the ECW title. Like, there's things in WCW's world title on WWF. There's things we could have done to be like, he's defending a redacted championship that you can't even see, like, it's blurred out. We could have done something like that even. Right? Like, where we didn't even name anything. I would have preferred that. That would have been so much more interesting and unique. But in the full disclosure of everything, that shouldn't have happened, and we pulled it. Period. Dot. Like, no questions. We did try to be like, what can we do? How can we make this better? We'd rather not edit it, but we will. Editing it was the way to go. So I don't want to like lead with the bummer like that, because I don't even want to call it a bummer. It's more just like, look, this should have happened, it had to go. Yup. It's not like it's a difficult conversation. It's not hard to have. It had to go because it was the wrong thing. I'm not blaming Hawk on anything because he was saying this is not the real title, but I'm claiming that I'm the champion. That happens in wrestling all the time. There's like Rich Swann was defending his Impact Digital Media Championship against Brian Myers. Myers came in saying he's champion with the belt. Same idea, except, yeah, that was the real belt, and but he's not the champion. So he couldn't have defended it legitimately, but he could have said he was. Right? That's all it was. That was what the intent, I believed, was. But it had to go. Again, it's not mentioned here, but that's where it went. If anybody read that and hadn't seen it since, because we got a lot of people talking about they enjoyed the results. A lot of the out of Forbidden Door people saying that was fun, that's awesome, I like this. Cool. We appreciate that. Come on back. Let's have some more. So those people read this and wonder where that went. That's where that went. It shouldn't have been there because it wasn't cleared in the right ways. Live and learn. The only way we can go from here is up, and we know this better for next year on how to handle that. So, yep. The only championships, I'll tell you this right now. The only championships that'll ever be on like a Forbidden Door that aren't ours will be ones where we're talking with the person themselves and be like, yep, you can use my belt. And it's not like, I'm the champion, I can bring it. Like, BeerMe, you're a world champion somewhere, right? We wouldn't have written you with it unless we got permission from the person who actually runs that fed. As far as I'm concerned. Like, that was always my intent with the entirety of this. We had that. I'm not going to say anything about who it was, but there was someone else we know of that had a championship. We're like, hey, can we bring that in? That would be a cool thing. And they're like, I don't want to. Fair. We look to clear everything first. So it is what it is. I know that's not much of an answer for anybody, but it went. It was the right thing to do. Get rid of it. We're not going to argue this and say, no, it's got to stay. It's how I wrote it. It's better this way. No. It's it. Like this. Picture it now like an edited show kind of thing, right? Like it wasn't what it was. The injunction happened. It's what it is. It had to be retaped. Whatever you want to do. This is the reality that happened. It was not for a title. Period. Dot. End of story. So, moving on. As I take a drink of water here, BeerMe, I can tell you right now, the only FPL champion to win was Broken Nerd. Wait, no, you guys had a perfect card. Who am I kidding? He had a good one. I got a drink. You guys had a perfect card, right? Like you did, and GMSG was off by 1, if I'm correct.
He was off by 2. He had 1 bonus wrong. And Bastion had a perfect card too, so between the 3 of us, we only missed 1 bonus question. And that was because me and GMSG split the tag bonus, because it was a 6-man, so we're like, screw it. We figured out which team we would want to go with, and we split it, and hoped that one of us would get it. And
you did.
Yep.
And if you didn't, like, either you would have got perfect or he would have, based on how that would have went.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, boy. Well, Broken Nerd did beat Jatelon B by 2 points. Dion Blade and Sombra de Terror, Trishan Bonham, that's a version of his gimmick, Sombra de Terror.
Yep.
Beat Dugass Japan, that's how I'm pronouncing it, James Black and Alex Mars. The non-title Street Fight Hardcore match, there it is. The Must See Good Guys are tag team champions. BeerMe Jesus and the GMSG defeated Theodore, Dr. Zeus Geisel, and Ashley Takahashi. James and James, Sheriff Dog and James Blake beat Black Cross Light 88-73. The 420 Championship Battle of the Bongs hardcore match, Aiden Akagi defeated Redhead 12. Now this is a simple one. That belt is, I think, Monkey Bong, and so we were like, we're cool with that. We knew that one was good. that one was good. And I think that's defended everywhere, like SmackDown and everything was defended. Yeah, he had a perfect weekend, as far as I'm correct. Aiden defended it like 3 or 4 times that weekend, and Red couldn't quite get it, 44-40. So I wish we got it, but yeah. Bastion, there's that perfect card for a singles person, 48 points. Sorry, my nose is really itchy, and I'm doing this on camera. You can't see this, but it's frustrating me. Bastion defeated the Concrete Cowboy Sam Douglas, 40-37. This match was super fun to write because, yeah, it was a perfect card, but I still had to get Concrete over. So I had to have Bastion take some hits. You think perfect would just be like, he doesn't do anything. But no, I had him win through. I have no idea if that's how this guy spelled Concrete, because that's not how you spell it. There's no A, but that's how it was, so that's what I put. And it's wrestling, so you spell bad with 2 B's and 2 D's. There you go. But I got him over in that match just like goddamn Clark Connors at Forbidden Door. That was my mission.
That's what it reminded me of.
That was my mission because he came in with his like Old West gimmick, and he was brand new. His character was he was nowhere anywhere ever before. Brand new character here, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this over. Bastion's gonna get this character over with me. Here we go. And I wrote him exactly like that with that character. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. That Clark
really
Connors
good.
match was so good, by the way.
It was.
Captain Krulix Blackquill defeated Ralantando 43-29. That's big. Ralantando is no pushover, but these guys have history, so he might have his number from elsewhere, and here he is doing what he does. It's very interesting.
That's off to the captain. Hopefully he sticks around.
Yep. The Arbiter and Paragon defeated Tino and Adam. That's one of our mixed matches with people from here and there. We had a couple of those, like I said. Near beat Jonathan C.T. Martin 41-40. BeerMe, what does that mean?
That means he lost by 1 point.
And
special.
he's on a slide.
Oh, snap. Yeah,
No,
he is that. Oh, no, he's on a stop.
We talked about that.
Right.
We was like, oh, God, they're going to say I'm on a slide on
Yeah.
Frontline. And I'm like, damn right we are. And then I said, we'll probably forget about it and do it anyway. And it's 1 point. That's the BeerMe special, you see. So, no,
Yeah.
CT has had very, very good up till this. And again, 1 point, man, it's rough, but it happens. Discombolio, one of my favorite names, and Mr. Glee, another good one, beat The Antidote, James Costner and Chef Urban, 89-68. We know how good Costner and Urban are. We don't know who Discombolio and Glee are. But holy crap,
Right.
look at that. That's like 45 points each for those two. A perfect card is 48.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Glee actually came close to a perfect card, if not perfect. I think he was very close to it also. Goddamn! That's ridiculously
Right.
good.
That's really good.
Sebastian Escobar beat Akari Una 46-37. Yeah, beating those outside guys. RGX beat Cedar Tiger by a point, but he beat him. That's what we wanted to see. We want to see wins for FPL, especially for RGX. It's been rough. Josh Dionio beat Tommy Catanzaro 44-35. And Too Rare beat me, BeerMe by 3 points, 38-35.
What happened, Scott?
What happened is, even though he duplicated his 8-pointer and his 6-pointer, he still beat me.
Ooh.
So if you duplicate your points, what happens is, whichever one comes first is the one that counts for it. So say you got it wrong, you lose your 8 points. Your second 8-point match is just gone. It's also wrong. No matter what happens, you only get to have your first one. He did that for two different ones, the 8-pointer and the 6-pointer. He got the first ones right that mattered, and just could not have gotten those other two, no matter what, and still beat me by 3. I didn't screw up my picks, and I guys got them wrong. The Dojo Boys hurt me. I put 3 on them. That would have tied us right there. Because I know I should have known the Dojo Boys, but I figured they would have got it. So yeah, I should have known. And I still, to this day, believe that Zack Sabre Jr. should have won. But I have no problem with Claudio winning. But I banked on Sabre winning that. So, and then the ones that mattered was like I put 1 on Mox. I think I put 2 on Jay White. I should have put more on those. So yeah. But the beauty of that BeerMe, is that we open the show and I lose. I come out with the character thing, showing my old stuff. I'm ripping off the ROH entrance for Punk when he called back to stuff people didn't know about. I absolutely did that with my old stuff from like VSW days. I had the Dark Horse Arthur Essex, or Excellent Arthur Essex, where a banner would unfurl of the person's face and a sword would cut through it. And then the music would come in and I'd come out. That's what I did 20 years ago in write-ups for things. I did that to him. I did that. And it was like, yeah, it's going to be fun. And then he beat me. But we brawled around. We had a good, fun match. And then he beat me. And he's like, fuck you guys. And he left. And I'm like, that's perfect. Because now I'm like, oh, what have I done? I failed. The first outside guy on the show, because that was the first match with the Forbidden Door person. And he won. And I lost. Oh, that's storytelling. That's so good. And then it was mirrored at the end by Hawk, our world champion, in his hometown. Now, I'd much rather Hawk and I won. But storytelling. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's awesome. Now I have to get, like, I've only lost to you two and him in like 4 months. And you know what's going to stick in my craw forever? I can't get that win back. Maybe Forbidden Door 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe I rematch. Yeah, that's it, though. We got to get him back over, but I don't think it's happening. So, that digs at me. That's gonna tear at me forever. Anyway, non-title match. Lexi Brigg beat Smooth Rock 44-31. Lexi has beaten another champion or former champion on a house show. Now, that's the thing. These are house shows. Story-wise, yeah, they matter. You're beating champions. It's cool. It builds for story. But we look at that and we're like, well, we got to do something with that. So we're looking and booking for main show stuff, and it's getting there. Thing is, it's not immediate because there's already contenders in place. Like, I'm not saying Lexi's got a title shot after that. But we're like, okay, well, beating champions a fair bit. Something's got to give here. Let's see what happens. We talked about Urban in that situation, BeerMe, and Urban's very close consistently. So we're gonna see what happens. There's gonna be some booking coming up, and it's gonna get there, but it's not like immediate. But I mean, if something happens, it could. Like, the right circumstances and we're there, but it's not gonna be like, all right, SummerSlam, you're the contender. Even if Lexi won a main card match against a champion at Money in the Bank, wouldn't be the contender because that's already like in line. But Clash looks pretty good. So does Extreme Rules. Like, a match or two. Let's get that road. We saw where RGX was, and I hate that it fumbled so hard. But it's going to turn. That corner's going to turn with RGX, and it's going to be awesome. Lexi's on that. We're like, we see the path. Let's go this path. Let's do this. So we see the potential here. We want to see this wins. We want to see Lexi do good. Her partner's the world champion. Let's do this. Let's see what we can get, right? So yeah. Speaking of people that lost, the Brits, the trio, the Strays beat them. The Strays, Mark Harper, Michael Marsh, and Supreme Rock defeated the Brits. Papa Snooch, J-Mac, and the Gaffer, 124-99. That's a big one. BeerMe. Camp Applestone beat Luke Gray. That's a rough one. 1 point. BeerMe special. Honor Club, Rick Russell and Bane the Bissa beat Dakota Alfine, Kier 1, and Payne. The Midnight Rider beat CM Carlito 43-29. Lee got 43 points out of 48. He did freaking great. Let's go.
Yeah,
AEW, yeah. Ash to beat Skylar Cross. CT's going to see this. I'm going to mention we should probably put a space in there between that, and he'll probably add that at some point. But Ash won 46-43. Very happy to have Ash winning on that one. Mod Step beat Danny Light Jordison, Mad Elite Titan, and JJ Rocky. I read them out of order, but that's who we got here. This one we kind of had 2 singles matches. What are we going to do? Let's make it a 4-way, because Forbidden Door has so freaking many of them. Let's make a multi-man, and here we go. And it was close. Gabby Hitchhawk beat Roman Pierce 46-40. Matt Zion beat X 40-29. Again, 40 points. God damn it. Wookie beat Killmonger 34-16. That hurts. And Alexander McKennedy beat Kurt Colt and 3J Platinum. Almost there. 39-37-25. Okay. Tristan Bonham got his 5th appearance. Dion got his 10th win. McKennedy won a triple threat. He hadn't had one yet that he won. So that's kind of nuts. He's had a couple defenses even of the American title, but he no contested them, if you recall. BeerMe and GMSG. You guys won a hardcore match. You hadn't done that yet. Tristan also won his first tag match. Dion and Mark Harper got their 5th tag win. BeerMe, you and Dr. Zeus Geisel got Match of the Night honors. You've gotten your first Match of the Night, BeerMe. Because of your goddamn perfect card and near perfect card. And the other guy's doing really freaking good.
Yeah, they only missed 2 bonuses as well, so I mean, it was close.
X got a total of 500 points, and Kurt Galt and Sheriff Dog got 1,000. Now, you might notice there's a lot here they don't have Make Your Debut, because they didn't really kind of sort of do that. Now, people sticking around, that's going to be a thing. I have no idea what the plan with GMSG is to incorporate retroactive bonuses, because if someone does keep going and stays around, like a few names are going to, technically they've made their debut, so they get that achievement. It might not be added in here, but it would be on the profile, I'd presume. I truly don't know. GMSG is the profile guy. We'll follow up with him at some point, or he'll just mention it when he updates profiles next. He already has for this show, but it is something that has been discussed. I guarantee you it has. It is a thing. Don't worry about it. It is a thing. I don't remember it. I'm also half freaking asleep right now, running on fumes, and have a bunch more to talk about here. So, the Forbidden Door stuff, it's all here. Please come in and read this write-up. CT did most of his, 2 weeks in advance because he's on vacation, just getting back, I think, today. Red did his, and I did mine as well. And we had outside guys writing their pieces also to fill it all in, like Nintendo, I think RGX as well. So please come in and check this out. It actually one of our bigger write-ups. It's kind of WrestleMania-like when you get into it for how long and detailed it is. But we, as always, wanted to give a big showing to all these guys coming in. So that's part of the fun. That's what we do. And BeerMe, let's roll right into it with Money in the Bank. This is our next one. This is our next event. It is here. And actually, I say that, we're going to cut now, I almost forgot about it, and put in that video from CT about the Forbidden Door.
Hi friends, Jonathan CT Martin, the Forbidden Door Man here. No, this is not a CT Trenches. We have to get one of those sometime soon. But even though I'm out of town right now, I do really quickly want to pop in here and just thank everyone who participated in the Forbidden Door event. I know it meant a lot to us that it went so smoothly. I hope we did a good job in the write-up of capturing everyone. But really, if it wasn't for those outsiders stepping in, there's no Forbidden Door. You can open the door all you want, but someone has to answer. I do quickly want to shout out the companies that these people are from. If you want to follow any of them, I would highly recommend you join these promotions. They do weekly shows. I know some of them do. They do a bunch of different stuff that's pretty cool, I think. That's a little bit different than the FPL. And if any of these people want to stay in the FPL, you're more than welcome to. I know some people have already put in Money in the Bank picks. That's pretty cool. But let's get through these companies. We have the LLR, the WCP, TWPL, JWPL, TWF, AEW, I hope not the real one, sorry Tony, IWP, Arcade Glasgow, and also thank you Monkey Bong for letting us use your 420 championship on the show. It went great. I know everyone behind the scenes on the booking team is very proud of our work there, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Who knows what will happen next year, but if the Forbidden Door ever opens again, I look forward to seeing these faces again. So thank you so much for joining, though. Again, if it was not for you guys, there really is no Forbidden Door.
And there we go. I have no idea what that said until I'm watching this with everyone else. For BeerMe and I, it's been 1 second, and we're both laughing. So it's in there. I just do want to reiterate again, thank you to everybody that was involved on this. The leagues, the characters. It's really more the characters that came in. They're representing other places. It wasn't like a crossover of FPL versus FGP or WCP or LLR or any of the other ones. I know LR because that's where Two Rare came from. It's not that specifically of a thing. Maybe next year it would be, where it's a true crossover, cross-promotion thing. I don't know. We send guys there. That might be the way to make that one more unique. I don't know. That could be a fun way to do it. But it's got to benefit both parties, obviously, so presumably they'll have a Forbidden Door as well, and we see what we do with both sides. Maybe we both have the same matches, and both companies' rules apply for each respective card. I'm making this up on the spot, half delirious, but who knows? Who knows? But again, thank you to everybody who did that one. You guys didn't have to do that. We appreciate that. It's so cool that we got to have the most unique show we've ever had, and we've been doing this. As of tonight, BeerMe, June 30th, midnight tonight, it will be a year and a half. June's halfway, yeah. Right? That's it. July 1st will be, yep, so Canada Day, yeah. But a year and a half, we've had a cross-promotion show where everybody showed up and it was a big epic event. I can't thank everybody enough for that. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to our guys as well for doing this stuff and being on board with this. It's very, very cool. Now, before I pass out, let's talk Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is going to have the Money in the Bank ladder match. It is the Arbiter, JJ Rocky, Josh Dionio, Jonathan C.T. Martin, Mark Harper, Ralentendo, Ray Russell, and Sebastian Escobar. BeerMe, who is going to win? Who you got? My bet is on Escobar or CT. But I've been calling for Escobar for a long time. CT, I think he could have this one, but I'm thinking those two. I would not be surprised if JJ snags this. and I'm overlooking him. JD Onio, Josh Onio is he could take this easily. Let's be honest, they all could. With the criteria for this was a lot of the win stuff. Like these guys are all there. We had us almost 9th and maybe 10th, but we went with 8. WD does 7, which whatever, but yeah.
So run them down again. Run down the list names again real quick.
The Arbiter.
Yep.
JJ Rocky.
Yeah.
Josh Dionio.
Yeah.
CT.
Yep.
Mark Harper.
Yep.
Rolantando.
Yep.
Rate Wrestle.
Yep.
Sebastian Escobar.
All right. I'm gonna go. Man, this is tough.
What's funny is that's alphabetical.
That's stacked. Is it really? It is.
It is. Well, the Arbiter, yeah.
This field is pretty stacked because thinking about it, all these guys have been doing really, really well. I'm gonna actually pick Mark Harper to win the briefcase. I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Okay. By rights, and he could.
And if I had to pick a second guy, I'd probably pick, probably Escobar or JJ. I'd probably pick Escobar.
Escobar second, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a thing. Hey, maybe he gets up there. Maybe he's about to get the briefcase. CT comes up there. CT falls, slides down the ladder. You never know. You never know what's going to happen.
I'm not saying I'm desperately trying to figure out a way to have CT literally slide down a ladder at some point in the write-up.
Got to.
That's been a plan. That's been on my brain for a week. But it's got to be natural, and it's got to be organic. But it's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Maybe he gets the briefcase and then slides down it as
in victory. Yeah, victory
yep.
slide. There you go. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be an absolute crazy thing, and I don't know where to go with it. Anybody could win it, and
they could cash in that night.
They could cash in that night. If they do want to cash in that night, you must let CT know in advance. And for all fairness, CT said he will let me know if he is cashing in, so we have something independent to verify the intent. If he doesn't tell me he's cashing in, and he did cash in, no, he didn't. Right? Like, he said he'll tell me. He'll probably tell me, because he knows I'll keep a secret, because I've told him stuff that nobody else knew, because I didn't tell anybody else. When I turned heel 2-3 years ago. God. So that's the plan for Money in the Bank. I'm looking forward to that. It should be absolute insanity. It is a ladder match with Money in the Bank stipulations, so please go to our Discord, go into the match stipulations, and read how this works. It's similar to ladder match. I think it's straight ladder match, but I might be mistaken. But you got to get your picks in order. So if you think that the tag title match is going to open the card and you get it right, that's 1. You need 5 to claim it. If it doesn't even go 5 or something happens, whatever gets thrown off, you do not get 5 in a row, and you're just based on points. So a smaller card like Money in the Bank, 7-8 match, I think it is. It's still doable, but it could be risky. So we'll see. The World Championship #1 contenders match is Bastion versus James Costner. Both former world champions. Both had them on the same day at Backlash. And then one title change, and 5 minutes later, Money in the Bank. And that's the irony. The Money in the Bank contract holder that cashed in is CJ Hawk, our current world champion. And someone's about to get a Money in the Bank briefcase. They can come after him. Full circle. You get what you get. But I'm going to say Bastion is going to win the contendership because he had a 5-minute reign and he wants that back. Costner had it for a year, not overlooking that, but I'll never bet against Bastion, I think, at this point. He's just... He got a perfect card.
Yeah, you got a perfect card.
I got to pick him. I got to pick him. Now, this is the one. This is the one. FPL Continental Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. The Brits, Papa Snooch and the Gaffer. Dakota Alfine, Cure 1 and Pain. Match of the night, former tag team champions Scott and Redhead 12. And the Strays, former tag team champion Michael Marsh and new partner Supreme Rock. #1 contenders match, 4-way. I'm picking us. Let's be honest here. I'm scared because I don't do well in multi-team matches. It's historically a bad thing, but it's also been, I think, 3 years since I've had one. I'm picking us. Who do you got?
This is another hard one because I feel like all these tag teams have been doing really good. I mean, you guys obviously have done really well. The Strays are just coming off of like a 6-man where they just scored really well. Dakota Alfine with Kier 1 and Payne have been scoring really well, and the Brits, they've been doing their thing too. So I mean, I kind of want you guys to win so we can run it back at SummerSlam, but I'm gonna go with Dakota Alfine to pick up the victory.
Now, I appreciate that. Thank you. I can see Dakota. Like they're the dark horse. I think. Like the Brits are the new guys who could upset everybody, like the Strays did back in the day. Dakota Alfine, I think, is the danger factor here. Who, as a BeerMe, for those who aren't aware, the current FPL Tag Team Champion with the JMSG, who are you most worried about winning? What's the worst team to keep your titles? Is it Kier 1 and Payne? Is that because there's such a role right now? Is it the Strays because they're a bit unknown, or is it us because we've been there? Or is that better for you because we've been there? And JMSG has my literal number.
That's true. I mean, I'd say it's either you guys or Dakota Alfine right now. But I mean, I'd be scared to face the Brits or the Strays just because, it's just an unknown thing, and I don't really know what I'm getting with them. I kind of know. I'm kind of familiar with you and Red, so I kind of know how that works. But like Dakota Alfine's just, I just every time I look up, they're winning their match as a tag team. So like as well, and I haven't faced them yet, like in tag team action. So that's kind of scary.
It's fun. It's fun doing this show where you don't see what I'm doing on the camera, because when you said you know how this works between Red and I made a lewd gesture and I continue on. Okay, you'll have to see it later. Tino versus the Alpha Dog is also on this. I'm picking Alpha Dog. I think this is his time. It's not Tino time. It's the Alpha time.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Alpha as well.
Yep. And continuing from someone wearing red versus someone who isn't on the other side, we go down to Dedrick Cyrus versus Luke Gray. Because it's got Montez Ford and Shinsuke on the left, and then Phoenix and Zayn are on the right. It's pretty funny. I'm going to pick Dedrick. Dedrick is just running roughshod and everything. He's a singles breakout star waiting to happen. I'm picking Dedrick on that. He's going to win the tournament. Yeah. I'm convinced of that still. Like it's Luke is going to do damn good. Luke could actually win this and upset it. But I can't not pick Dedrick. He's too hot of a roll right now. It's like Bastion.
Yeah,
I'm not picking Dedrick. I'm not picking Bastion right now. So
right.
And then there's the kickoff, and that's it. Oh yeah, by the way, Death Before Dishonor, it's happening. We got stuff for that. We'll get there in a sec. So I'm gonna scroll back up here to get our logo, BeerMe, because we got matches to announce. We got matches for this. I've got 3. I'll announce one. What do you got first? What have you got?
For Money in the Bank, I have 2, and for Death Before Dishonor, I have 1.
I got 1 for that. Okay, so I'll go first. At Money in the Bank, we have Ash looking to continue with his winning ways because he just got a win, versus Victoria Fiore. And that should be interesting because that could be that one-on-one she's looking to get that win on, because Ash has struggled until this win. So this is still time to capitalize before he really gets his feet under him. I'm probably picking Ash just because I think he's going to get his feet under him. But Money in the Bank is a very, very fickle match with a lot of people in it, and they're really hard to predict. And you put your 1-pointers on, like, your 1 and 2-pointers on ladder matches. So that's your big stuff. So this could be Victoria upsetting him, but I'm going to pick Ash. Who have you got?
I'm going to pick Ash as well.
Okay. What match do you have to announce?
Let's see. All right. Here's one that will... I don't know what... Yeah, all right. I'll go ahead and do this one. We have Shades and Smiles. We have CJ Hawk and Lexi Briggs. They will be taking on the team of Honor Club. Well, Honor Club. They'll be taking on the team of Smooth Rock and Alexander McKennedy.
Ooh, okay. World champ versus former American champ and the Canadian champ. That's a fun one. I like that a lot. I'm going to go with Shades on that, just because World trumps the rest. Because historically the World Champion doesn't win these, but Hawk actually has been. So I'm going to say he keeps on that. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick him too. Lexi has been beating these former champions, me, and she just beat Smooth Rock. So you know what? Her and CJ Hawk. So Yeah, I'm gonna say that she gets the win over Smooth Rock and Kennedy. I think her and CJ Hawk comes.
And this goes to what I was saying before. Now it's a main card. Now we see what happens, right? Doesn't mean you get a tag title shot. Doesn't mean you get a... But this is the path. Let's see where this goes. Go do it again. Get that win when it matters is the key. Now, in character chat, everything matters. It's story. You can say, I beat the champ. And the champ shouldn't be like, oh, it didn't count. It doesn't matter. You still lost. There's ways to work on that. If you're heels, you can say that. But, you know, in kayfabe, yeah, everything matters. But it's not part of the rankings. But I'm pulling for them. I want those guys to win. I'm very intrigued to see how that goes. Next match I have to announce. It's a one-on-one match, BeerMe. It is Sheriff Dog versus Chef Urban, which is almost the same thing when you say it in a certain way. Sheriff Dog, Chef Urban. Sheriff Dog, Chef. That's how tired I am right now. I'm fading. We can do this. I'm picking Urban. Sheriff Dog's he's kind of fallen from the strays, and the promos have been very interesting. But Urban, this is the kind of win he needs. He can get a singles win over a former tag champ. This is the time to strike. So I'm picking Urban on that. Nothing against Sheriff Dog, but again, it's Urban's time to strike on that, and he'll capitalize. What have you got?
I'm actually gonna go with Sheriff Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna rebound and pick up the win here, which will be a big win for him, and I think he kind of needs it after leaving the group. So.
Okay. What have you got for your next one?
I have a non-title match. It will be Broken Nerd, our American champion, who just keeps winning and doing what he does.
Yeah, he does.
He'll be taking on James Black.
Ooh, that's interesting. Black is a very unique opponent. Black is one of the guys who, like, he's not always here. He's our Brock Lesnar in that sense, where like he'll be here and then gone, here and then gone. So it's very hard to get a beat on him and read momentum, really. He's been here for a bit, though, like on this recent stretch. And if anybody could kind of upset Nerd's momentum, it's someone unpredictable like Black. So I think he's going to win that. I know that's crazy to bet against Nerd, but I think that's the right combination to get that win, I think. You do not think that from the sound of it.
Nerd's just been on such a roll, man. He's kind of like...
he's been so consistent for like years. Like, he was the man back in the JRPL toward the end there. And then he was a little slow at the start, but now he's going full speed.
He's kind of got like that Roman Reigns like winning streak going on right now. I think it's at like 8 or 9. So like I'm gonna go with Nerd. I'm gonna ride with him and until somebody beats him, or unless one of the FPU has to face him, then I might pick against him. But until that happens, I mean, I'm gonna have to ride with Nerd. So.
Well, it might have to happen. We might have to get those tag combinations going, and one of you guys get in there against him, because there's only so many people he can face before that happens. So we'll see where that goes.
Sure.
Nerd versus Bastion sounds really good to me at some point. That's a big marquee match as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see. But speaking though of you guys, the Must See Good guys, BeerMe Jesus and the GMSG, are going to have a non-title match. I know, it's a main show, but you don't have defenses every time, and you'll have it at SummerSlam. I'll tell you that right now. Against the 4-way winner. But in the meantime, you're going to face RGX and Bane the Bissa in a non-title match.
Alright.
This is going to sound insane after how things have been. But I'm picking Bane and RGX.
Really?
Because he needs this win so bad. And he just got in there. I think he's going to upset you guys. I think you're going to be asking me picks and you don't know what to do. It's Money in the Bank. Okay. Again, the key on this is there's 2 multi-person matches that, like, you can be as confident as you want on, but you're still going to put 1 or 2 points. And then everything else that you might not be confident on are your top points. It's a weird show. It's a weird one to navigate and think about how to do it. So I'm picking those guys. I know I shouldn't. Because just like Bastion, you and GMSG just got a perfect goddamn card. I'm picking them. I'm betting on them. They're the underdogs, and I'm probably going to lose. It's not that I don't have confidence in it, but it's like it's against you guys. I'm insane for picking against you. Doesn't matter who's on the other side. I don't care. Like, I don't even pick myself much when I'm facing you guys. It's tough. But I'm picking them. I got a feeling.
I'm gonna pick my team.
You think?
But yeah. But I mean, it'll probably be a really tough. I mean, it'll probably be a really close match, I would assume. So.
Money in the Bank's weird, man. Money in the Bank is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Death Before Dishonor. Check out this screen that was made. Like, the day of the logo, CT made that using Honor Club guys and himself and Jade. Like, it's cool as hell. It's so
it looks good. I can't see it, but it looks good.
You'll see it. You'll see it, BeerMe. Actually,
sure.
I can fix this. I'll announce my match. I've got one, and then you can do yours. I'll get to see here. The one match I have is Dakota Alfine, who by this point might be the #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championship at SummerSlam. Kier 1 and Payne of Dakota Alfine. Versus Hiroshin Moses and BeerMe. You said this name before, hoping they'd stay. Captain Krulex Blackwell is returning and sticking around, at least for a while, having seen success and wanting to stay. So we have someone staying through the Forbidden Door. I'm picking the potential tag champs. I'll just say that. Regardless of what happens, I'm picking those guys. But who have you got on that match?
I'm gonna roll with the captain and Hero, because Captain beat Ralentendo, and that's not easy to do these days. He's been on a roll. Yeah. So I mean, Hero hasn't been around in a while, has he? Because he tried to come through Forbidden Door, and he got whatchamacallit, denied, as he said. But but he's on his return match, and he's got the captain with him, and I think they're gonna spring an upset.
I like it. Well, what match do you have for this? You have two, right?
All right, I have one.
I thought you had two. Oh,
nope, I got one.
Okay,
so I have Infinity. That's
hey, I know who they are.
Redhead, him, and Midnight Rider.
Yeah,
we'll be taking on the Antidote, James Costner, Chef Urban, and the one that's been on a really good roll here, Gabby Hitchcock.
It's hard to say, right? You finally get to do it. Yeah. It's tricky. Yeah. You want to say Hitchcock. You want to, but there's another H.
Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Let's go. That's a feud of the year situation from last year. And here we are again with myself and Costner. Some things never die. And let's frickin' go. It's a Ring of Honor. It's at Tony Khan's Ring of Honor. It's got the AEW logo on it. I'm not confident in any way on this one.
Well, how can we be? There's no show.
It's less than It's Saturday, July 23rd. It's less than a month with the announcement. I'm confident we can win because Infinity does do pretty good. Lee's a bit rough, but Lee did good at AEW, and this is Tony Khan's ROH. I'm keeping confident. It's going to be tough, though, because it's a very tough team. But I'm keeping confident. We're going to win that. I'll tell you right now, I'm excited for the promos, because like Costner and I don't really hate each other. I say this every time. This is the behind-the-scenes stuff of it. But our promos, our feud is like, oh my God. It's just, there's so much hatred in there from Costner to Scott. In the promos and the character, it's so good. So I'm looking forward to that getting redone. If you're watching this, he's already commented. Like if you're watching at the same time he's probably already commented about, oh God, here we go. Like there's gonna be something in there about that. And yes, there will be a promo for myself for the retaliation on that and instigating as always. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. That's some old wounds being reopened. Who do you pick on that match, BeerMe?
I think I'm going to pick you guys. It's tough because Gabby's been on a roll, but Lee just scored really good at this AEW show as well. So it's a toss up, but I'm gonna pick you guys.
Okay. Appreciate that. We'll see how that goes. We'll obviously get more closer to that when we get there in like 3 weeks. That's it. It's 3 weeks. It shouldn't be that close, but it is. But there we go. But the more important thing to finish this up, BeerMe, because we're at the wire here. We got to do this. It is Money in the Bank. Is this weekend. By the way, all this craziness, Money in the Bank is this weekend. It's Saturday, July 2nd. 8 p.m., 7 o'clock pre-show, 6 o'clock deadline, Eastern. The picks page is open right now. Please go in here, put in your picks. Please put your name. Please pick who you think is going to win. Now, we know. SmackDown might announce who the final participant is. Well, we couldn't wait for that because that's less than 24 hours. So it's got up here. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Omos versus Sami Zayn versus Riddle versus question mark. That question mark is other. It's gone here on the page. You can see it here. This will still apply if they add a few others. We're not saying it's a 7-man. It's ladder match versus... So if they add someone else and John Cena goes in there and you picked other, you got it. The only way this match gets thrown out if someone on there is not in there. So if something happens and Sheamus gets pulled, match is thrown out. Because a participant listed is gone. Question mark is not a listed participant, obviously. So we're being careful with the stuff about multi-mans and things getting pulled out. We had too much of that Forbidden Door. We're like, we got to be open more of this. This other thing has come up from a while ago where we're like, we're putting other on this. We're doing that. Same happens with the women. Now the women... We have Asuka versus Lacey Evans versus Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Shotzi. There is no question mark or other. So technically here, if someone gets added, there's no. But we got other right there. We got other. So it could happen. It's not gonna. The only way this match gets thrown is if someone gets pulled out. Technically, if it gets added, our history would pull it, but it's right there. They make
you have other right there in that?
It's a click. You can click other on that if you think some other woman's going to win it.
So, yeah, I mean, technically...
Therefore, the only way that's possible is if there is another, and therefore, yeah, so it's eligible. So, even though it's not worded there, It's eligible. You're good. So, that match will not get thrown unless someone's pulled. So, if Alia replaces Asuka, match is pulled, because Asuka's not in it anymore. It's just period dot. Bianca Belair versus Carmella for the women's title. Ronda versus Natalya. The Usos versus the Street Profits. Theory versus Lashley. And then you go from there with stuff. And yeah, you put your confidence points. And like I said, if you think Bobby Lashley is winning and you're most confident, put your 6-pointer on it. And you can't use 6 again. You want to say the Usos are equally confident? Cool, put 5 on it. Or change it to 6. And scroll down there and change your Bobby Lashley to 5. Don't use the same points, otherwise you'll have what happened to 2 rare, but you still might win, so whatever. There you go. Then you got your bonuses. We got down here, we got which Money in the Bank competitor will be the first to touch it during either. So we're saying, like, they can start with the men's, and Drew McIntyre touches it, you got it correct. Or maybe the women starts, and Liv Morgan touches it first, you're correct. They haven't said which one's first yet. So this is wild. This is a wild one. Now, obviously, if they announce it, you got some potential ammo for your picks during SmackDown, right? You got till Saturday to put this in, so keep that in mind. Will there be any blood during the women's Money in the Bank ladder match? And it says spilt, but like if blood's drawn, you're good. Bruises don't count. Yeah, it's a blood blister, but you got to bleed. So that's where we look at that. Will MVP get physically involved by touching the participants or the referee during the men's? He beat the crap out of Lashley during the other one, so there you go. Who will tag in first during the tag titles? Don't ask me. I never know. Except if it's NXT, then I'm good. Will John Cena appear in person? So if he's in a video package, it won't count. If he's backstage, it doesn't count. It's got to be he's there, like he did at Money in the Bank last year where he came out and confronted Roman. Will there be a Money in the Bank cash-in during the show? Yes or no? And what match will be 5th on the main show? That could be what you think is the co-main out of 6 matches, but there's no other, so if they had a match, and it's second last, too bad. So there you go. We probably should put other. There's only 6 matches. But yeah, do all that. Submit it, and you're good. And your picks are there, and you're having a happy day. BeerMe. That is Money in the Bank. That is this weekend. That is Saturday. I should be there for that. I might not. It's a weird weekend for us. It is Canada Day this weekend, so I might actually not be doing my normal Saturday stuff. And I might be there for the show. If not, come into our Discord, listen to BeerMe, James G, and Red, CT, and those guys losing their minds with JD and Vitamin and a few others, just going ape about what's happening and screaming about it like I normally do. and wondering who's ahead for you because someone might be a little ahead in the thing. And don't worry about it. It's fun. Go check it out. Have fun in there. Put your picks in. If you put your picks in, you'll be on the card. Even if I didn't mention you, you'll be in there. And new guys, again, keep an eye on what your actual stuff is. And please, 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 Money in the Bank participants, go through our Discord. Go to matches and stipulations. Make sure you understand how that works. Because if you think something is going to happen, you might want to be a little more careful about what points you're putting on there and what you think is going to be right. So that when you do get 5, if someone else also get 5, you had more points. And you therefore win. Keep that in mind for how that goes. Just because you got 5 and someone else did, but you only put 1, 2, 3, 5. And instead someone put 6, 5, 4. It's only 6 matches. That's going to be insane. I don't think anybody's going to get points. I'm clearly rambling, but be strategic about it. Be strategic about it, and you'll be fine. BeerMe, I'm clearly done. You're probably laughing over there at how tired and like rambly I am. It was pretty bad last time.
You're doing a good job.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But it's time to go. Do you have any last words for people leading into Money in the Bank?
Good luck to everybody, and good luck to whoever wins that Money in the Bank briefcase. Don't be a guy that fails their cash in. And everybody get your picks in. And we'll see you Saturday.
There you go. Thanks again, everybody. This is FPL, Frontline Prediction League, FPL League on Twitter. This is the YouTube channel. Like, favorite, subscribe. Come into our Discord. Sign up as well. There is a sign-up sheet for anybody brand new. Pick a character, put your stuff in there. Come on, do all the stuff, all the things. And, of course, Top of the Card Pod. Spotify, iTunes, and Top of the Card Twitter. Check that out as well. We appreciate it. And always, as always, words are hard. Thank you for all of this. Thank you for watching. BeerMe, this one was an hour. I have no idea how that happened. I got rambly real bad. We're stopping here. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a good night. And again, happy Canada Day.